Hi guys, it's Will Lem and I thought I'd do a quick tutorial video about how to create and format a forum post. So we're going to look at various things that you can do with a forum post. I've got a list here of what we're going to look at in the video. I'll put a timestamp index in the description and I'll also put chapters as well so that you can easily skip to whatever it is you want to look at. Okay, so formatting a forum post requires a very basic understanding of HTML, so we're going to look at how that works, and we'll start with font formatting, which is the easiest, the most basic thing to do. So again, I'm going to assume here that you have no understanding of HTML at all, so I'll tell you exactly how it works. So let's say, for example, we want to make some text bold. So first we're going to type this text is not bold, comma, whereas this is. Now if I hit preview, this preview button is your friend, by the way. I would always recommend using this so that you can preview your post, have a look at and make sure that all the formatting has worked before you post it. So if you hit preview, you'll see that that text is not bold yet. So we need to highlight that text and then hit the bold button. And you can see it's put HTML tags either side of this part of the text. And the way that I understand it is it's like this is where it starts and then this is where it stops. So it's kind of saying be bold from here on and now stop being bold. And that's literally how HTML works. So it really is as simple as that. You can do it the other way around as well. You can hit the bold button first and that will put the tags there for you, and it will put the cursor in the middle of the tags so that you can start typing. This is also bold text. And now if I press preview, you can see that it's made that text bold. We can also do the same with italics. This is in italics and this has been underlined. So we'll type these first, hit preview. You can see that they're not in italics or underlined yet. So we'll highlight them, hit the italics button to put the HTML tags for italics either side of it. And then same with this one, but we'll hit the underline button and go to preview, and you can see that it's applied that formatting to that text. And for a strike through, I'll hit the button first to show you again. It's put the tags there, it's put the cursor in the middle, and I can type this text is crossed out. And then hit preview again, and there you go, you can see it's been crossed out. In a similar way, we can do things like this text is on the left, this is in the middle, and this is on the right. And then we can use these buttons here to put them on the left, in the middle, that's this one, and then on the right, that's this one. And you can see the buttons show you, it's kind of showing you text orientation. So we hit preview, all stuff that most of us are familiar with. And as you can see, it's arranged the text now according to what the HTML tags are telling it to do. We can also format the text itself. So if I type this is Georgia font and then highlight that, and this is where we select the font typeface, the size and the colour. So if I go here and hit Georgia, it will put the Georgia HTML tags either side of it. Let's make it a bit bigger as well. Let's make it 18 point, and then we'll change it to blue. So if I hit preview, it says this is Georgia font, and just to make it extra clear, we can make in 18 point and blue. So preview that, there it is. Okay, so now I'm going to be a bit brave and I'm going to type the HTML tag myself. So we can do two square brackets, one opening and one closing, put the cursor in the middle, and let's type font equals impact. Let's go with the impact font. So this is impact font. And now what I have to make sure I do after that text is I have to do the closing HTML tag to tell it to stop being impact font. So we just go / and font. And then if I hit preview, you'll see that it's put that text in impact font. Now I want to make it a bit bigger, so we're going to do another tag. And it's important to make sure that you always place the tags relative to each other. So if you've got the font ones on the outside and then the colour ones closer in, they need to be closer in on each side, like this. Let me show you. So let's go colour equals red. And because I've put the colour tag on the inside of the impact tag, of the font tag, it needs to be on the inside at the end as well. So I'll go end colour, and then let's preview that. So it's changed it to red, and we'll make it bigger as well. So size equals 16 point, and go to the end, and again on the inside, end size. So we go preview, and now it's made the text a bit bigger. So hopefully that's given you a bit of an overview on how to edit the font and edit the text a little bit. You can also do some quite extravagant things with it. For example, if I type this text has a yellow glow, and yeah, just this text has a yellow glow for now. Let's just concentrate on that one. So with this button here, glow, puts the HTML tag for glow either side of it. We can change the colour of it from red to yellow because it says it's got a yellow glow. And let's make it really big as well. So at the moment it's 2,300. Let's make it 9,300. And then we go preview. And you can see that that text has got quite a substantial yellow glow. We'll highlight the text and make it bigger as well. So and is 36 point. Let's preview that. So there you go, it's got a nice, you can see that it's got a nice yellow glow and it's 36 point. And sometimes you might want to do a scroller text if you want to like really bring attention to something important in a message, or maybe you want to, people usually use it to advertise certain things, or just have a rolling text at the bottom of a post or whatever. You can use the marquee. So if I put this text is scrolling, let's make it nice and big, 24, and then hit this button here, the marquee tab, and it puts the HTML tag move on either side of it. If I go to preview, then that text is scrolling. So that's basically everything to do with text, to do with size, colour, font, whether you want it glowing, you can put shadows on it, you can have it moving. It's all here, the buttons are all here for it. And if you happen to know other HTML tags as well for changing text, 9 times out of 10 they will work on the forums. So let's now look at how to insert a picture into a post. So for that, if we go to this button here, insert image, and click that, it puts in the HTML tags for inserting an image. But to be honest with you, most image hosting sites will provide the links for you. They'll provide the tags and everything for you. So we're going to do it that way because I use Imgur and I find that it's the most useful way of doing it. So we'll go to Imgur, and I've got this image already preloaded. It's a picture of a dolphin jumping out the water. We'll go to the menu here, and we'll go to Get Share Links. There is a copy link button here, but I want to make sure that I'm getting the correct link for embedding the picture into a forum post. So we'll go to Get Share Links, and here it is. This is the one we want, the BB code for the forums. So if I go to copy link, it copies this link here for me, post it into my post, or paste it into my post rather, and you can see that it's got the start image and end image tags already. Hit preview, and there it is, the picture of the dolphin right there in the post. Now you might think, well, that's a bit too big. It's, you know, it's taking up a lot of space on the page. I only want the picture to be fairly small, so maybe about half that size. We go back to Imgur, and Imgur allows us to just edit the size of the image. Let's make it half the size, so down from 900 to 450. We'll hit that, and it and it edits the image down for us. And press save. And then I'll need to copy the link again because it will be a different link this time, and replace that one. So preview, and there it is, the same picture but half the size. So that's how to insert an image. Next we're going to look at how to put a hyperlink into a post. So hyperlinks can actually be, you can make a link out of anything. You can make a picture into a hyperlink, or you can make text into a hyperlink. For this example, we're just going to put some simple text as a hyperlink. So I'll click the insert hyperlink button, and again it brings up the tags for us with the cursor in the middle so I can start typing straight away. So we'll keep it simple, we'll make the text just click here. And then what we can do is, if I press preview, you'll notice that it has turned that text into a hyperlink, but if I click it, nothing happens. And that's because we haven't actually put the URL in there yet. So we need something to link to, so I'm going to go to YouTube, and we're going to get the Rickroll video. And I can either just copy straight from the bar at the top, or you can go to share and then copy the link there if it's on YouTube, and most websites have options for sharing the links as well. So we then go back to our post, and it's this part here that we want to look at, URL. We press URL equals, and then we paste the link in there. So what that does is it means that the text that will be displayed is the click here, and the link is contained within this URL equals and then end URL. So if I press preview, that click here will now link to the Rickroll video. Okay, so we can also format hyperlink text as well, just like with any other text. So if I highlight the click here, and then we'll make it Comic Sans MS, 36 point, let's make it pink, and then we can go preview, and you'll see it's made the hyperlink nice and big and it's pink. I don't like that shade of pink though, so I'm going to go in and I'm going to edit the shade of pink so I can make it hot pink. So if I press preview, it's changed it to a slightly nicer shade of pink, and if we click it, again, there we go, we'll get rickrolled. Okay, so the next thing that I want to look at is how to make a list, because if you learn how to make a list, then it makes making tables a lot easier. So the list button is right here. We're going to do an ordered list, so this will give us numbers, but you can also do an unordered list as well, and that'll just give bullet points. So let's go for an ordered list, and you'll notice that the list type is decimal, so that means it's going to give us numbers, and then it's the end list tag is down at the bottom, but it's got these, it gives you these tags here. Now what these are is these are the actual elements of the list, and it's LI, so I understand that as list item. So we're going to go in, put the cursor in between one of these, and we're going to literally just type 1, and then we'll go to the next one, we'll put 2, and then let's have up to 5 list items, so we'll just paste those, and then we'll type 3, 4 and 5. If I hit preview, you can see that it's given us an ordered list. So I might want a header for that list, so I'm going to go to the top and I'm going to hit bold, and I'm just going to type in list of numbers. Let's preview that. Yeah, so there we go. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to use this button here to demark this part of the post. So this button here as a horizontal rule. If I put that there and then preview, it'll give us a nice line, and it'll demark this part of the post. So we'll put another one of those underneath the list as well. So it's this horizontal rule button here, and the HTML tag for that is literally just HR. You don't need to end it. It just puts a horizontal rule in on that line. So putting those horizontal rules in is just another way of bringing attention to that part of the post. I've not formatted the text, I've not made it bigger or anything like that, but I have put this horizontal rule around it to demark that list. So now that we know how to make a list, we're going to make a table. Now this is just slightly more complicated, but it's along the same sorts of lines. So we're going to go to this button here, which is Insert Table, and it gives us the tag for Start Table and End Table, but it's got these all this kind of weird stuff in the middle here. So what we're going to do, I'm going to put this all onto one line, because really I think it should be on one line. It would make it easier to figure out exactly what it is you're doing. And what you've got here is you've got two sets of HTML tags. You've got TR and end TR, and then TD and end TD. And TR means the row. That's why I think all of these should be on one line, because that is one row of the table. So start the row, end the row. And then TD that stands for table data. So whatever you put inside those HTML tags, it will be the data entry in that part of the table. So let's start by creating the head of our table. Let's say we know we want 4 columns. So what I'll do is I'll type whatever I want the first column to be. So in this case, I'm just going to put 1. But what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to copy that and paste it down here, and you'll see why in a second. Let's just preview that for now, just so you can see. It started the table, and it just says 1 and 1 at the moment. But what we're going to do is we're going to turn this part of it into a header by just simply making it bold. If I now press preview, it's made that into a bold header that just says 1. The reason why I did it like that is because now I can copy and paste this part, and it will be the next heading, and it's already got the bold tags around it. And I can copy and paste this part, and it will be the next bit of column data, but it won't be bold, rather than having to go in and insert bold tags into every single header, which can just be a bit more time consuming. So now if I change that second heading to 2, and this time I'm going to type something like this is the number 2, and then press preview, so you'll see that we've got the first column is just 1, and the second column says this is the number 2. Let's do another header. So we need to select the TD bold, and then end bold and end TD. Copy that, paste. We'll title the third column C, just to be a bit different, and then we'll get this is the number 2. Copy and paste that again with its table data tags, and this time we'll type Parks and Recreation, because I've got the Parks and Recreation DVD here. And then let's do one last column. So I need to make sure I get the TD and end TD tags and the bold tags within that as well. And then we'll make the fourth column, we'll call that Lemmings. And then we'll highlight Parks and Recreation, paste that, and we'll type Lemmings is great. Okay, so preview, and there's our table. So it's got 4 columns, 1, 2, C and Lemmings, and then it's got the items within the table as well. And you'll notice that it automatically resizes the column to whatever the biggest thing is in that column. So in this case, the biggest thing in this column is the sentence, this is the number 2, so it's resized it to that. If I was to put something else in each of those columns, so let's copy this, paste it, and this time we'll type fairy in there, we'll type bloobity bloob in the second one, we'll type cat in the third one, and then we'll type mustard in the fourth one. Preview, and you'll see that it's still resizing the column to whatever the largest item is in that column. So the word cat is obviously shorter than Parks and Recreation, but it's still the width of that Parks and Recreation text. So that's how to create a table. Again, it is just a little bit more involved and takes a little bit longer, but once you get used to it, I mean, I can put quite a large table of results together, for example, in quite a short space of time. So it's just a case of getting used to working with HTML tags and knowing what order they all go in and what each of them mean. So again, in the case of a table, TD is table data, so that's an item in the table, and then TR means the row. Okay, so the next thing I want to look at then is how to insert a quote into a post. You can do this a number of ways. You can either go down to a previous reply and you can press insert quote, and then what that'll do is it'll automatically insert the quote into the post. It gives you the quote author. You don't actually have to keep all of the data. I can just take that down so it's just quote author equals minim. And then we can look at what he's written. So he said, I think this is more to do with the site than Lemmings games. I'm pretty sure that global mods can move this over to site discussion. So I just want to reply to that bit of the text. So I'm going to delete the rest of it. Go to after the end quote tags, and then I'm going to put fair enough minim. Whoops, fair enough minim. Mods, feel free to move this post to wherever is appropriate. And then I'll put a smiley face. So let's preview that. And there we go, we've got the quote there. It just says quote from minim, and then I've replied to the quote directly underneath. But you can also, you don't have to press insert quote, you can also use this here, quote. And so let's get a quote from somewhere. Roads, where we're going, we don't need roads. So if I press preview, there's the quote. You might want to put where the quote is from. So we go into the HTML tag, we go quote equals back to the future. And in fact, we'll put Doc Brown, comma, back to the future. Preview. So now a quote from Doc Brown, back to the future, and there's the quote. So next up is spoiler tags. Now this is how to insert one of those things that appears as like a blue text, then when you click the blue text, it opens it up. It's known as a spoiler tag, but really you can use it to kind of, I sometimes use it if I've got quite a large section of text or a massive table or something. You can use it to just condense it down to one clickable item that when you click it, it opens it up. So you can actually use the spoiler tag for a range of things, and this is how you do it. So in the spoiler, I'm going to type never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you. Okay, now again, similarly to how we did with the quote, we put quotes equals, and also similar to hyperlinks where you put URL equals, you do the same with a spoiler if you want to give it a name. You don't have to. I could just press preview and it'll just leave it as spoiler, that when I click it, it gives us that text. But if I go spoiler equals, this is really interesting, exclamation mark, what will happen now is when I press preview, it's changed that spoiler text to this is really interesting. So again, it allows you to use that for things other than spoilers. I can just use it to hide something, or I can use it to condense a large section of text. So this is really interesting, click it, and it gives us the Rickroll text. Last but not least, we're going to look at the Lemojis, which is all these things down at the bottom here. Now, I think it's fairly obvious how to use these. You simply just click them. So we've got a smiley there, we've got the sunglasses dude, we've got an evil one, you've got the clam, You can also put a lemming in there if you want. You can put the forehead one. These ones here are ones I designed actually. I provided these for the forums. It's really nice to see them there, and I pretty much always use this cat one. There's also, if you click more here, it gives you access to a few more of these Lemojis, and again you insert these in pretty much the same way. So let's put Lemmings Forever in there, and then I want that Lemmings Forever to be on a new row, so I'll put it here. But you'll notice that these Lemojis each have their own little code as well. So if I go down here and type in colon lemcat and then another colon, it'll insert another lemcat emoji for me there without me having to press the button. So let's press preview, and there's all of our Lemojis at the bottom there. So yeah, that's it. I hope this has been useful for you. I hope it's given you a bit of insight into how to boost your forum posts a little bit, how to do things like insert tables or spoiler tags or lists, or put in the horizontal rule to demarc a post. All of these things can be really useful if you're putting together a post that's quite long or that needs to bring attention to a certain detail within the post. You can use all of these things to bring attention to those items and just make your post a bit more colourful, a bit more inviting to read. I'd say don't overuse formatting though, because if every post you make is just a noise, then I'd say that's probably not the done thing, but you can certainly use some of these things sparingly to create quite an interesting and dynamic forum post. So I'm going to go ahead and post this post that I've just previewed. It's got all of the things that we've gone through. I'm just going to post that, and now I'm going to go ahead and edit this video and upload it, and hopefully it'll be useful for you to watch. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the forums.